Corla, and at the outset, I'd like to note the breathtaking speed which the Government and the Minister have advanced this business through the House. I think it's disappointing that other defence matters that we often discuss don't receive the same level of attention in terms of the issues of pay and conditions, where we've had lots of promises about deadlines around Q1, Q2, continuous delays, and we've this being advanced within a 2-week window. So perhaps, Minister, you can bring the same urgency around pay and conditions and the core issues about defence-related expenditure through this House at a similar pace and urgency. And I welcome that we have a formal declaration of support for military management for this project. It's something I support, and I'll outline that shortly. But we know that military management haven't supported everything that your department has progressed in recent months, and it's unfortunate that some of the recommendations for military management around the pay commission were dropped by your department and were ignored by your department. So I think we need to see greater collaboration and agreement on lots of defence matters. But I'd ask you to bring similar urgency this year to other matters. Everyone in this House will be aware of Ireland's proud history of peacekeeping, and I said previously when debating this motion, my party is supporting this proposal as it allows us to further develop our role as a nation committed to promoting peace, understanding and cooperation. And having listened to the deputies who spoke against this motion last time, it seems this point is lost on them. And I know Minister Deputy Barrett behind you there has had a lot of grievances, but I think Deputy Barrett, you need to obviously engage in internal discussions within Fine Gael. I'd be interested to see how you vote on this matter if you are fully supporting the government's position on this defence motion. Many of the deputies opposed to this argue that our involvement in projects like this somehow contravenes our role as a neutral country which proactively engages positively with other European states in the pursuit of peace. This is not true, but I expect we will hear more of the same arguments again today. And at the committee, we heard matters like the European Army being mentioned again and again. It's important we outline, the Minister said it at the committee, that the European treaties don't allow for that rhetoric. So people can talk about it at a European level in an Irish context, but it's not allowed for within European treaty law, and it's important we reiterate that whenever we're debating defence motions in this House. From my perspective, I think it is vital that the men and women of our defence forces have access to the very best in training, expertise and modern technologies so they are properly equipped in their peacekeeping duties. Ireland's internationally renowned reputation for peacekeeping is only strengthened by our involvement in EDA projects like this one. And as I've said before, we've been participating in programmes under the EDA for the past decade and have benefited enormously from their participation. Our defence forces now have world-class skills and abilities in the area of peacekeeping we would not otherwise have had. Participation in the EDA also allows us the chance to foster better relationships with fellow EU member states, which has netted considerable savings for this state. And as we look what is happening next door in Britain and other isolationist policies being pursued in other parts of the world, I think everyone in this House should support and allow for cooperation on matters like this. Ireland's involvement in the EDA project is underpinned by the Defence Act 2009. I think it is important to remind everyone that the legislation states that any participation in such can only be for the purposes of enhancing capabilities for UN missions. In addition, our participation is also contingent on the UN missions having the stated aim of peacekeeping, crisis management and conflict prevention. The project being debated today, military search capability building, fits into this space. Moreover, participation in EDA exercises is also subject to the triple lock we use for Defence Force involvement in overseas operations, meaning we must secure approval from the Government and the Dáil before participating in UN peacekeeping missions. This mechanism further strengthens our right to opt in and out of any missions as we deem appropriate, worthwhile and beneficial. All Member States retain full control over defence budgets. By approving this motion, we are approving the continued cooperation with 8 other European countries: Australia, Belgium, Cyprus, the Netherlands, Portugal, Spain and Sweden. Our position as a nation that is serious about playing an active peacekeeping role also provides us with opportunities to benefit ourselves. Participation in projects like this one allows us to keep track of the most modern and up-to-date peacekeeping practices, including training and IT developments, while also managing to keep costs down. Also, ultimately, this means our defence forces are fully equipped and prepared to take in these peacekeeping operations. Furthermore, those who participate in this project are trained to instructor level, and the value of what they have learned can then be shared with other personnel. And Fianna Fáil will be supporting this motion. I think it's important we mention that it's important we build capability at a domestic level so we can defend ourselves and have the relative capability if there was a threat. And participating in this project facilitates that. Thanks, Cearla.